Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Witcher 3. So, in between this and the last one, I decided to go back and watch a bit of The Witcher 2. Cause I felt like I was missing a few things. One thing I could say is, A, Fortress is badass. So we probably should have let Lever live for that. But I want Lever alive in Witcher 3 because reasons. Complicated reasons. Even though probably shouldn't have let him live. Let's see. B. Temerians in Witcher 2 really don't seem like the ones in 3. Like, the Temerian banner in 2 was basically red and black. Like it looked more Redanian, almost, except for the bird thing. What did it have? No, seriously, what the hell did the banner have? Oh god, I can't do that because they'll lock up things, because how slow it is. No, game, get back, hell. Their shields were blue. Practically everything else wasn't blue though. But their shields were blue with, you know, 3, what were they? Flowers of... say... the things, anyway. Sorry, I can't think off the top of my head. Like, here's the thing, most of the armor though was basically plate mail. Like, hardly showing blue. They had red boots, like blue underneath maybe. The plate mail covering it, red boots, and their helmets. Their helmets had red plumes on top of them. Which is something that you don't see from any of the Temerian deserters in here, really. Like, at all. Like on the Fortress Grant card, maybe you can sort of see them. That was more bluish than how it actually looked in, you know, 2. I don't know, it just doesn't seem right compared to how it should look. How they looked in, you know, 2 compared to 3. Which I get, you know, changes and all that, but still. Where it's bother me. Oh yeah, the combat stats. Yeah, that was back when in between 1 and 3, so you had basically fast and strong style were each a different thing. So you could be in fast style or you could be in strong style. And it looked weird as shit. Like I can't even trigger fast that too. Like he held it like, I don't know. Remind me of one of the J Knight games, the stats with the sword. Compared to what it is now, well, you just sort of idle with it like this. But then again, we are in combat yet. But still, even in combat. Still doesn't really hold it like it did in that, in Witcher 2. And of course you don't have the nice fun spinning attack. Spinny, spin, spin. Super effective. Like he held his sword basically... Actually, I can't actually, you know, enter parry mode, otherwise it was more like that. Yeah, it just seems so weird going back from 2 to 3 even. Like, going back to 1 is oof. But going back to even 2 is just... It's so weird, the differences between 2 and 3. Let alone the difference between 1 and 2. And then 1 to 3 even. Anyway, we'll head to Kira's in a bit. Just want to get that off my chest. Because it's just... I don't know, it bothers me looking back at 2. Oh, and I remember a store wide crit too. Because we got to that one place. And it's like, here's contracts. Yay, contracts. But do you need to know about these monsters? Okay, well I'll go buy these books. And then the books were highly expensive. And that pissed me off because it's like, oh yeah, well, I need to buy all these books so I can learn about all these monsters that actually be bloody effective. Because if I don't know about the monster, apparently I'm not going to be effective against the monster. Yeah, in Witcher 3 it's like, well, you kill one monster and then suddenly you know all about it. It's like, but that defeats the whole purpose of the previous Witchers, where you had to buy books to even know what the monster was. It's like, oh, how am I effective against a drowner? Well, you have to buy this book to know what a drowner is. But it's a drowner. I fought them in Witcher 1. But you have to buy this book to actually be effective against them. Because remember, you should be using strong style against them. Otherwise, you're going to be doing hardly any damage against them. Then Witcher 3 is just, well, stab, drowner's dead. Next. Yeah, it's confusing. Design choices and such. But yeah, I like The Witcher 3 more because it's more mainstreamed. Which I know is a horrible thing to say, but I can spin around, I can murder things easily. It isn't as tedious as it was in The Witcher 1, with us dying all the time because things were over a level, or we didn't know, we didn't have the proper book knowledge to actually be effective. But anyway, yeah. There we go. And we're back. So, another thing that bothers me about Witcher 2 is I forget how the Ivor decision goes. Like I forget, like I think you still end up technically where Vernon Roach after that selection, but so it's like, why did that such a matter? If you chose Ivor or Vernon Roach? Because I'm pretty sure still end up with Vernon Roach later on, I think. But yeah, of course, because I don't think Ivor dies. Maybe we chose the Vernon Roach half dies, but I can't remember exactly. All I know is he's not in Witcher 3, that's for damn sure. Forget if there's any references to him in Witcher 3. Well, maybe if I chose that one thing from, you know, the Witcher 2 simulate in the save stuff. Also, rewatched the ending of Witcher 1 over again, and yeah, that was the thing. Freaking Grandmaster / Elf, and it's like, well, yeah, by the way, humanity's done being screwed up. Let's remake humanity. Oh, so by the way, White Frost. Cause it's a thing. It's like, okay, that was an ending. Oh yeah, then freaking Eredin of the White Hunt shows up and it's like, hey, I'm a spooky ghost. Not a space elf. But a spooky ghost shows up and it's like, hey, you did this. I'm gonna judge you on your actions in the game. You should totally serve me. You know you want to. Because that's what you were supposed to be doing. So you've lost your memories.
The rats, why did he need them?
Bloody rodents. Better to have stuffed them with a poison, or crushed them into a pulp with a shovel.
Kira, what are you doing?
Geralt. You gave me quite a start.
But now the mage says bring me rats and healthy ones. Not something the cat dragged in.
This the lamp from the elf's hideout? And what's this about rats?
Nothing important. I'll explain later. Now tell me, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Well...
Bet the old witch who lived here left you a bunch of interesting sundries.
She did indeed. I gather you'd like a look.
Very much so.
Because, you know, obviously she would have all this stuff. Oh, the diagrams. Diagrams. More diagrams. You give your enemy a shot, but you guys can just get that from ghouls. You dash to applied magic. Larger sorceresses. Conjecture spells. Travel between worlds. Not sure if there's anything else I really need. Why do you want magic?
Why do you want the lamp?
You just witnessed why. To communicate with lost souls.
Didn't know you were interested in that kind of magic.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Why'd the elf promise you the lamp?
We traded for it. He needed powerful magic and sensed I was no common wart charmer. I brewed him a potion. To delay nervous tissue degeneration, stave off memory loss or some such.
Who'd he want to use it on?
He didn't say.
Before we ask the 4 and 5 questions, so...
Mentioned you wanted something from me.
I did, and still do. The Cursed Isle on Lake Windammer, you've heard of it, I'm sure.
Maybe.
The local peasants mumble incessantly about it, about the wraiths that haunt it. They claim none who go there return.
How'd it come to be cursed?
That's what I don't know. I must break this spell, yet I've been unable to identify its source.
Gotta know something.
Scraps. The curse is somehow linked to the tower where Serard, the lord of these lands, took refuge when Nilfgaard invaded. Claims in the village are that peasants, desperate of hunger, sailed to Fyke Isle to beg for food. Met their end there. It was a massacre. So, will you please help me lift this curse? You're so good at these things.
Why are you so intent on this?
I'm not, the local peasantry is. The Isle, miss, you've got to lift the charm. You're a good witch, a great witch. There's no end to it.
See, I thought you didn't care for the locals. The great witch you are.
I failed to lift the curse, and they could conclude I'm not so great. Not enough to conceal me from the witch hunters and risk getting sent to the gallows themselves.
What others think, your image, that's all you care about.
The point is, listen, I didn't flee to these wilds just to stupidly get caught because some boar with grit under his fingernails grows annoyed with me.
So the peasants who went to the island for food, this lord had them murdered?
The villagers say he had them poisoned.
A real gentleman.
Well, I never met him. But he certainly didn't seem such a cruel man, judging by what a mage from the Isle told me.
A mage lived on the island? Did you know him? Where is he now?
We were friends. Sadly, he died that day as well. Very few survived. Yet even those who escaped the Isle soon suffered agonizing deaths. Strangely, they did not seem to have been poisoned.
Well, let's go investigate.
All right, I'll help.
I knew you'd find it irresistible. Naturally, you'll need to sail to Phi Kyle.
Fine. What then?
Well, the spirits who wander the Isle, you must establish a rapport with them. Don't know how, but they could point us in the direction of the curse's source.
Think they'll be willing to chat?
Of course, provided you take my magic lamp with you. I shall let you keep it afterwards in appreciation. You'll find it quite useful, I'm sure.
Not really. I mean, I might have 1 or 2 applications after this, but yeah.
Can't you just come with me?
I tried to go to Phi Kyle once. Thought my head would burst, the curse's magic was so strong.
Nice of you to send me there.
I experienced an acute nasal hemorrhage. You stand to endure a wobble of your medallion at most. At Aretusa, they trained me to detect even the subtlest magic pulses. This was like getting smacked across my haunches with a grain flail.
Funny. Thought you'd go in for that sort of thing.
Take my boat. I left it on the lake shore near the village. Should be fit to use. Provided rot hasn't eaten it, as it seems to eat everything here.
How's the lamp actually work? I mean, do I just rub it, or do I have to do something, magical?
You needn't even rub. Just place it where you find bones and hear whispers. I suppose I should warn you, it might not be the most pleasant experience.
Figured as much. Tell you all about it later, maybe skip the drastic bits.
You'll need to do neither. I'll give you a Xenovox. It's a bauble that will let us speak over some distance. You will tell me what you see, and I shall tell you what to do and look for.
Never heard of a Xenovox.
It works just like a megascope, but is far more portable. Think of it as a magic box that talks.
So we got.
They hard to build?
So we got
Extremely. That's why they're so rare. I certainly couldn't build anything like it.
So no chance these Xenovoxes will catch on with every mage using one?
Not the slightest.
So where'd you get the Xenovox?
Found it in the mine along with the lamp. Thought it was part of the lamp at first. Didn't realize what I'd actually found until later.
Think it belonged to the elven mage?
Clearly. And I didn't even know the elves used them.
God, they have cell phones now.
I need to know anything else before I go?
No, that is all. Oh, go already. I can't wait to see what you discover on Phi Kyle. Just be sure to come and see me afterwards. And Geralt. Thank you.
It's clear she's using us. I mean, if you think about it deeply. Okay, so here's the thing. Oh, it's already equipped. Alright, so that could be it. The present. Okay, so let's go. No, not to the Baron's castle, you silly thing. Okay, so let's go to the castle. Also say, hey, we should use about. Wait, why is Orton updated? Why is Orton updated? That is really weird. Oh, so why am I seeing over here? Oh, that makes sense. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to mid jobs actually and see why Orton's updated. Besides, we can go from Orton over to it anyway. Doop-de-doop-de-doo.
Not looking good, I tell you.
Okay, but still, why is there an update? Well, let's go find out, shall we? Oh yeah, there's still the Gwent innkeepers and stuff, right? Right. Anyway, why is this update? Ah, here we go. Which one? Shouldn't this be in Lindenville? So the man's wrong page. Which one to really understand the master fat picture rather than the first at the time it takes to play the gun and send it. Translate to what? What's the purpose? Magic times for harnessing to do and make use of the power of the elements. What's the incarnation of chaos? First means of the lowest launcher field for Iron Mark. This Marigold, Kira, the Red Alliance, Celio D. Tensville, Sabrina, Regina, Francisca Fenderbaum, Idem, Bizarre, Vanade, and Inappropriate. Well, now, it's them who stood behind the murders of them. Yeah, somehow I don't think it was, but Spouse. Probably change worlds. Orpheus. That's Outer Blood. Yes, remember Alvin technically had the Outer Blood. I mean, it's why you could just basically go poof. But he wasn't, you know, as well harnessed as Siri.
I asked
Siri's
her,
hacks.
how do I get my lush to use his head? Ow.
I mean, she's not
Trail's
very
fresh.
Give me an amulet. Says it'll quench his
that
thirst.
I'll shove a reek.
great in
Did it?
combat,
Next,
I will
he
admit.
traded it for a jug of hope.
But her powers are technically hacks. But they don't really let you use the full extent of her powers. For obvious reasons. So the game wants us to use Kira's bow, but we don't need to use Kira's bow.
I saw you for see.
So all I need to use is just one bow. We get no use. Okay, look, that's the bow. That'll have to heal. It's been a while since I've used the bow in this. I think I got a mod so I can't break the boat. Because I've had it hacked.
Geralt, can you hear me? How goes it? Where are you?
Almost there.
Splendid. I shall contact you again soon.
Wait, this Xenovox. Can I contact you with it, or is it one way?
One way only, I'm afraid. You'll have to trust my feminine intuition.
Your what?
My feminine intuition.
people.
Geralt? Are you on the island yet? Does the sound box work? Can you hear me?
What? I can't hear. Broke already. Sheesh. Short-lived this magic.
What did you say? There's some interference. You must be very careful.
By the way. Yeah. This place there is also over to quest later on.
What now? Filth.
I guess technically there was sort of a swingy mode in Witcher 3. I mean, Witcher 1. Because Witcher 1 did have group style, which was sort of swingy. Of course, it wasn't really that great against single targets, so Witcher 5 group
That stench.
made sense. Explosions of bad. I don't like that. I was going to use it, but then I kept running into it. Okay, let's use the lamp. Boop, 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 boop. Like, is this a thing? Okay, I didn't think so. Can I go up the lamp?
Not bad.
Yeah, I thought there was one outside. Question is, it has to get way out. And most of them are just inside, but yeah.
Not good. How you like that silver? Let's try Kira's lamp.
Place is full of rats. As many dead as alive.
I am used to
Think they're feeding on...
Geralt, stop. You needn't be so detailed.
Maybe that's another reason why she didn't come, because rats.
Where's that noble? Lying here, quiet as a mouse, head split open like a rotted pumpkin. More like a peasant now, sloshing around in his own blood and shite. Be nothing noble about him. Too quick a death they gave him. Should have been made to suffer. He's not the end of it. Sons can suffer for it, and the daughter. To the top!
Because of course they had to. It's the bottom. It's in the bottom of the tower.
Rich folk. Doubt I'll ever understand them. Keeping rats in cages like rabbits.
Let 'em out, maybe? Like to die of hunger if we leave 'em there.
I'd sooner burn the vermin. Releasing them's not like to bring no good. Imagine the harm they'd do if they swam back to the village.
Swam? Rats? How do you figure they'd do that?
Alright.
You needn't fret for 'em. Clever little bastards. Clever'n you.
They seem sluggish to you. Got the mange, maybe? Oh, and that stench!
Blood. Many must have died here.
I don't want that. But I'm not entirely sure how far back this technically is. I mean, Kiro's already arrived when I was talking to the mage, I think. So it couldn't have been that far ago. So let's pure silver though. Pure silver, pure silver, pure silver. Where did you get Roy Reynolds the last pound? So we have to slow walk through the tower. Extra to say. Then there's no way out.
Don't start, Annabelle. Back to your craft. Always bending my ear about fool peasants. I'll not hear of them again. That simpleton turned your head, but one Graham hardly makes the rest courtly, one and all.
My lord, peasants. They're through the door in the tower.
And then the peasant showed up and attacked. Question is, look at all this shiny stuff. Why wouldn't they loot this shiny stuff? Well, those grapes, for example. Okay. Where's this? Okay, that's totally useful. As you come out of this test.
Peasants didn't come here to ask nicely.
Of course they didn't. Why would they? The peasants. Why would they come here to ask nicely?
Gold! Piles of it! Oh, won't do the dead any good now, will it? Strange it's still here. The noble died a time ago.
Yeah, that is a good question.
Who's that? Show yourself. Anyone there? Who are you?
And it's outside for RePlay. Lovely. Think what place isn't looted, I suppose.
are you? Have you got to the laboratory at the top of the tower yet?
I'm at the top. Nothing here that looks like a laboratory.
Then you've not reached the highest level. Look for a passage.
Someone dragged something across the floor. Or dragged it from one wall to the other, repeatedly.
We'll go upstairs to the laboratory.
Looks like a laboratory. Pretty well equipped, too.
So, I never did like rats. Not because I've seen tails or everyone although life is distributing intelligence. Rats.
Experimenting on humans. Never would have gotten away with it if the Conclave were still in charge.
That's a thing. Oh, it's probably
Why did you leave? You claimed to love me. I'm cold. Why has no one come for me? I cannot leave this place. I see no way out. Who are you? Do you seek to hurt me as well?
I'm a Witcher. I want to lift the curse that grips this island. Your turn to tell me who you are. The other ghosts, they couldn't see me.
I'm special. Always was. The rare beauty. The Lord's daughter. These lands, as far as the eye can see, were ours. My family and I, we hid in the Mage's Tower to await the war's end, the end of hard times. It was not to be forever.
Mage who lived here. Who was he?
Alexander? I hardly knew him. He spent most of his time locked away in this tower. He's dead too, you know. They're all dead. Mountains of corpses, yet I stand here alone, all alone. They've all abandoned me. Even he who promised me everlasting love. You will abandon me as well.
If I can lift the curse, you yourself will be free to leave. Tell me what happened here. Peasants sailed to the island to ask for food. Is that true?
No. They came to rob and kill. They thought us rich, believed we'd stowed ourselves away here to laugh at their misery. Yet we had little food as well. Too little to share with those who came. They slaughtered everyone. I heard my father cry out, but the mage told me not to reveal myself or let anyone in. He gave me a potion. If I was discovered, I was to drink it. He said everything would be all right.
What kind of potion was it? Remember its smell? What it looked like?
I remember only that I feared to drink it.
Didn't trust the mage?
In the village, they claimed he meddled in disease. Not curing it, but causing it. They said he lured rats into the tower, infected them with the Catriona. Only rumors, surely, but I was afraid. So horribly afraid. And then I heard him. My beloved Graham. He called to me. I opened the door for him, but others rushed in. They lunged at me and...
Your beloved failed to save you. Why?
There were too many. Leave her be, he shouted. He grabbed at them, tried to stop them. They just laughed.
did they hurt you?
They gripped my arms, tore at my dress. I managed to free myself and drink the potion, and then... nothing.
Poisoned? That how you died?
No, for I later awoke. I was alone, it was dark. Only there were rats. Everywhere. Dozens. Hundreds. And I couldn't move.
Sleeping potion. Effects hadn't worn off yet. You were paralyzed.
They were everywhere. All over me like insects. My face, my hands. I felt them rip open my skin, then crawl into my stomach.
Well, that's just...
They tore me apart, and I could not even scream. Have I not suffered enough? Why can't I leave this place?
You weren't the last to die on this island. Found a fresh corpse in the tower.
The island's a dangerous place. Folks should not venture here. I too wish to leave.
The dead man. Looked like a monster had attacked him, recently. The tower home to anything else?
How am I to know? There's lots of wraiths here. I hear them whispering every night.
Not talking about ghosts. A monster who hunts here. You must have noticed something.
I don't know. I've noticed naught. Why do you ask? Why must you press me so? You're to be my savior, not my tormentor.
How can I help you?
A curse born of hatred binds me to this place. Only love's power can hope to lift it. But who could love a wraith?
And your beloved, he dead too?
Graham? No, he lives. I would know if he died. But he fled and abandoned me. Left me here all alone.
Maybe you could strip the curse of its power by forgiving him. You might cleanse the Isle. Your beloved, who is he? A noble son?
No, a poor fisherman. My father objected, strongly. He did not see us together. I miss him so. Each night I walk to the island shore to gaze upon the village. Does he remember me still?
Said before you can't leave the tower.
Did I? You must have misheard.
I don't think so.
I don't know anymore. It's all a nightmare to me.
As I see it, you're the curse's focus. The other ghosts on the island, their auras aren't nearly as strong as yours. My medallion started pulsating as soon as we started talking.
I don't know what you mean, but you do seem to know some things. You could be right. My fate is tied to the Isle, I feel that. Perhaps because I am heiress of these lands.
I doubt
it could be your blood ties to the land, the base of the curse, that is. If so, forgiving Graham, laying your resentment to rest should lift it.
I loved him. I'm prepared to forgive him. But I must know that he regrets what he did. Take my bones to him. He must bury them. This will be our farewell. Will you speak to him? Will you do this for me?
Yeah, here's the thing. We could do that. But I know what happens if we do that, so...
Really sad story, but something's not right. Got a feeling.
What is it?
You're not telling me everything. You know the island's dangerous, but refuse to tell me about the monster that lives here.
There is no monster.
I think you're lying. Question is, why? To protect the beast? Or is it that...
Stop! I will not hear this!
I can't help you. Taking anything off this cursed island, from any cursed place, just too dangerous. And a dead woman's bones, that's asking for trouble.
They said witches are heartless beasts. Will you bring Graham here then? I so long to say goodbye.
Annabelle, listen.
You never I wished to help me, and here I had someone would finally take pity on me. Stupid woman that I am.
Oh god, the rats. Not the rats. Anything but the rats. And there she goes. Shit. You don't beg me. That did nothing. So this is going badly. Rats everywhere. Like all I want to do is loot this. Yay, logs. Potion bottle. Jesus. Save. Yeah, I'm gonna try all the way up yet. Can't see.
Kept in there until the end. What a shitty way to die.
Okay, so the problem here is going to go for that because they do not scale properly. Down the bottom floor, isn't she? Squeak. Maybe she went to the basement.
Show me what you got.
In the basement. Okay, anyway. So where's the ghost? Did you go to the basement? Ghost. Okay, well I don't see you. Just go outside. I think you can get outside town. Well, she said she was out. Well, no, she's basically still not. Yeah.
sounded for a moment like you joined the wraiths yourself.
Had to fight a pesta.
A pester? And did you learn how to lift the curse before you lunged at her, sword in hand?
Yeah, we talked a bit. Looks like I need to get her beloved to the island. Fisherman named Graham.
I know the man. He lives in Oriton, village on the lakeshore. Find him immediately. We're close to unraveling this. I can feel it.
Please don't have to go back to, you know, Kara just to figure that out. Okay, we'll go talk to Graham and Orton. So yeah, you could have taken those bones from the Isle to give to Graham. Problem though is, you took her bones from the Isle, and she kills Graham. And then she's technically free from the Isle. It goes off her merry way. It's probably bad. This way, however, we try to fight her. And we didn't beat Coop away. So anyways, we'll try to grab.
Let me in! I told you, I don't want to see no one! You've got to! Just leave me be!
I ran a peasant.
I won't be his cock. Why have you been following me?
I haven't.
Just wondering what you want from him. From Graham.
Me? Didn't want nothing. It's his mother be worried about him. Been locked in his hut since he came back from the Isle. Talks to no soul. Love's misery curdled his brains, I reckon. And this be the witchman, the freak of nature. Pick more interesting things from... Ouch.
Ah!
That's bad.
I want to talk.
You're deaf, damn it! I told you! Who are you?
I've been to the island. I know what happened there.
What do you want of me?
Want to talk to you about Annabelle.
Annabelle? What can you know about her?
I met her. Talked to her.
Annabelle's dead. Drank poison. And I couldn't save her.
Did you love her?
Something mad. Loved her so deep I believed we'd come through, believed we'd be together. Of course, it was not to her father's liking. His daughter and a plain lout.
So
what happened on Fyke Isle? You gotta tell me.
'Twere Millie, Finch and Faulkner. They rallied the men, all roughs, to go to the Isle, take back what was ours from the noble. They knew I was known at the tower, that the Lord's servants would open the gate for me soon as I sold them fish.
They forced you to go with them?
No, I saw my chance in it. For Annabelle and me to flee. But it all spun in a chaos. Our boys from the village, they started killing everyone. Annabelle, they wanted to rape. 'Twas then she drank the poison. Mage must have gave it her. I ran out the tower hollering that I wanted to die, cursing them all to hell. Don't force me to speak of it. No more, please.
What?
Said you were hollering as you fled the tower, the island. What exactly did you say?
I don't remember. I wanted them to pay for what they'd done to her.
Might have cursed them. There's a powerful magic aura on Fyke Isle. Passions, evil intent, strong emotions of any kind can activate it. Your words could be the curse's source.
She took the poison because of them.
Yeah, but it wasn't poison.
It wasn't poison. Annabelle drank a strong sleeping potion. Mage wanted to protect her, make it look like she was dead. Convinced everyone.
But that means... is she... You said you spoke to her?
Spoke to her ghost. By the time she awoke, Tower was full of cold corpses. And rats. She was warm meat. Rats ate her alive.
You mean... she was alive the whole time? But... can't be. She was cold all through like a corpse. I shook her, begged her, open your eyes. I never thought...
Yeah.
Annabelle needs you. You can help her.
She's still there. In the tower. Can I see her?
Yeah. One thing you should know, though. In death, Annabelle turned into a pesta.
A pester? What's that?
More than a restless ghost. A plague maiden. A powerful wraith filled with grief and hatred that drive her. Give her the power to sow disease and death.
She suffers. How am I to help her? Gods know I'm willing.
Annabelle thinks you abandoned her.
Gods! She hates me. And all this time she's thought I abandoned her.
Yes, go to the tower, talk to her. Maybe you can convince her that's not how it was.
I thought she died. I'd never left her there otherwise.
Yeah, I guess you could brought her bones here. And I've been fine until she turns into a pest and murders him and then flees into the world. But...
a curse has imprisoned Annabelle and the other spirits on the island. Love can shatter its power, free her and them.
Just as in the legends.
If you know the legends, you know one kiss is enough to break an evil spell. On one condition. That it's a kiss from someone whose love is true.
I told you. I said I love her with all my heart. Take me to her, please.
It's dangerous. There are risks involved. Understand that, don't you?
Of course. I'm no coward. I'll not run this time.
well, let's go now.
Nothing. Let's go.
I'm ready.
Is it just going to teleport me back though? Because that would be great.
Let's go to the tower.
Save. Save. You cannot save your game now. Save. Oh, no, just go. Why won't it just go?
Last I came through here, I still hoped Annabelle and me weren't impossible. We could have been together, and now she's dead. And it's my fault. If only I'd been able to protect her.
Can't change the past, but you can still help Annabelle to move on, to rest in peace.
Don't get more right.
It's terrifying here. It's too quiet.
Chop chop, speed up. Let's get this over with.
I remember the screams. Inhuman they were. Now it's silent. They're dead. All dead.
Don't think about that. Keep walking.
Too many rats everywhere.
You have not forgotten. You've returned for me.
Is that?
Don't you recognize me? It's me, Annabelle.
Yeah, that's how I
The one you abandoned, remember?
Like that.
Annabelle, I was sure you was dead. If I'd known otherwise, I'd never have left you. I'd do anything for you. I would. You know that well. Believe me, I beg you.
Prove it. Kiss me.
Graham, careful.
Oh, yeah, you should totally kiss that thing. Look at that tongue. God. Yep, who didn't see that coming?
At last.
But that technically erases the curse.
The curse is lifted, and Graham and Annabelle are reunited.
Who didn't see that coming? Oh well, job's done. Yeet. That's a yeet. Let's go try to kill us all the way over there. Boop. Stay. No. Stay. Okay. Let's go to go and tell her we've lifted the curse. Now I had to sacrifice Graham.
Trail's fresh.
Is it though? Is it?
Ghouls. And where there's ghouls, there's usually corpses.
I don't want to.
Geralt, just when I was starting to miss you.
Tell me more about this mage from the Isle. Were you two close?
Never expected you'd take such an interest in my private life.
More interested to know if you bonded, as fellow magic practitioners.
Oh, we had little in common in that arena. Oh, Alexander was one of those anxious experimenters, forever short on sleep. The kind that thinks perfect happiness is an isolated tower and a full set of vials and alembics.
Fyke Isle's free of its curse.
Able to persuade Graham to go to the tower with you? Did you mention there was a pester involved?
He knew the risks, but he'd also heard lots of stories about true love, whose kiss can break any spell. Can't help thinking that gave him courage.
And? It ended well?
Depends how you look at it. Curse is lifted, Annabelle's spirit is left in peace. But Graham's dead.
Oh, poor boy. Still, he's proved that true love may be more common than some suppose.
One thing's bothering me.
What?
Annabelle said Alexander was studying diseases. She mentioned Catriona. You knew this?
All the mages knew about it. Alexander was a highly regarded epidemiologist. I would have given anything for an opportunity to study his notes, but he guarded them jealously.
The lamp. What do you want to do with it?
As I said, you may keep it. I don't believe I shall need it anymore, given the Isle's been cleansed. I actually regret not going there with you. Perhaps we can make up for that lost time now.
I don't have an option, apparently.
All right. Time I was on my way.
Perhaps you'd stay just a bit longer? There's one small favor you might yet do for me.
What is it?
I put in an order for a few substances from Novigrad. The trader was due to be here yesterday, but has yet to arrive. Could you see what happened? The package is rather important to me.
Fine, why not?
Why not? If he was coming here from Novigrad, he must have passed through Blackbow. I'll check the area.
Thank you. I shall be ever so grateful.
Do. Ingredients for the missing transport using our Witcher senses. Yay, Witcher senses.
Kill him, strip him, then dump him in a ditch.
God,
Instead of flapping your dog, fight. Blowing my little ace.
Just
fighting your guts out, eh?
Instantly take my health down like that. Oof.
Wide, heavy wheels. A merchant's wagon.
Yes, I see.
Veered off the road at high speed. Doesn't bode well.
No, it doesn't. Lost the wheel though. Keeps going.
Yeah, merchant traveling across Velen alone. No way that was gonna end well. Leftovers, cuts of meat, cataplepis. Wonder what spell requires that. Human, from an artery. Can't be far. Wouldn't have made it still intact. Don't sense anything magic though. Wonder how Kirill'll explain this one.
Maybe she just wanted some nice things.
Not bad.
Hid and waited for help. It never came. That's Velen for you.
Where we could go, friend? Oh, we have stuff we have stored for 3 times the cost. Our customer wants it all. Wine for the volcano. Everything from stuff. Cataplepis meat, pick of beef, pepper, cinnamon cloves, don't go for an everything. One catch up, very much to the goods of them, to encourage government. I know no dangers about the war and all. Thank you for the coin. So yeah, she just wants nice things. Could we blame her for that? And now we head back. Save. I'm trying to think how much more to Kira's story there is. Not too much. No, right back, Kira. Okay. Do. Found your shiny stuff.
Geralt, just when I was starting to miss
Yeah, your
you.
meats and stuff.
Got those, substances you wanted?
Splendid. I can finally begin my study of double arboreal racination patterns. But first, I'll...
Brew yourself a mug of mulled wine? Saw what the wagon was carrying. Exquisite meats, expensive wines, Zerrikanian spices. Not a speck of magic. Care to tell me what you're up to?
I would rather show you, but you must wait a bit.
Fine.
Color me intrigued. Fine, I'll wait.
Then shoo, outside.
Gonna slip into something more comfortable?
Later. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Well, go on, out.
And then we had to go outside.
You've been patient, thank you. It's almost ready.
I thought you didn't like rats.
If I wanted to see white mice, I'd just get drunk.
Note that I said almost. Now don't interrupt. The cane vin Cathel.
Third mouse, what happened to it?
The spell has a 66.67% chance of success. I always use one more than I need, just in case.
So where did... Kira, gonna explain what's going on here?
Know the fairy tale about Cinderella?
Mm-hmm. True story it's based on, too. A Zoogle cropped up in a palace pond and ate Princess Cinderella whole. Left behind one slipper, so...
I beg you, not another word about Zoogles. Now, to return to the fairy tale. I'd like to escape these ghastly swamps for one magical night. I don't need a fairy godmother, I'll cast the spells myself. But I could use a Prince Charming. It just so happens you're the only decent candidate in all Velen. So, what do you say to a moonlight ride on horseback? And dinner?
Sounds tempting. So tempting, I don't think I can refuse.
Before we go, there's one more thing.
Gotta transform a pumpkin into a carriage?
No. I shall transform our rancid rags into something more glamorous. Don't wince. It'll only be an illusion, won't hurt a bit. And at dawn, everything will return to normal.
Why not? Might as well go all out.
Then hold on tight. Gavella Glan.
That's everything.
So, what do you think? Neckline too modest?
It's just right.
Oh, I might also have changed your hair colour while I was at it. I've always fancied dark-haired men. Oh well, any port in a storm. Well, off we go. Dinner's waiting. Last one there does the dishes.
Fine. But me with that horse's face, it. You know. Not that she's even keeping up with me right now. Random new guardians. Is that what the all god is?
Congratulations. You'd make an excellent jockey.
If only I were a foot shorter and 5 stone lighter.
Well, yes. But then I'd not have invited you here. Now do you see why I needed those substances?
Beef and cinnamon and cloves, roasted capon with shallots. It was worth the trouble.
Shall I pour the white or the...
Dry red, but let it breathe a little first.
Well, well, never took you for a wine connoisseur.
Think witchers suck the marrow out of drowner bones and wash it down with puddle water?
More or less. Well, we've chatted long enough on empty stomachs. Let's dig in.
Must have cost you a small fortune. Sure you don't need me to pitch in?
Please, I manage. You know, a dozen eggs here, a cock or gander there. Besides, my finances are about to improve.
All right, I'm curious. We celebrating something?
Yes, a return to the living. But that's not what I wish to discuss. Thank you once again, Geralt, for your help with the tower. You were fabulous.
Not the first curse I've lifted.
But among the most difficult, correct? What happened on that island? Why, I shiver at the thought. And the laboratory. I sincerely hope you burnt everything. The cages, the corpses, the papers.
Didn't destroy that workshop, if that's what you're asking. Didn't see any reason to.
If Alexander's findings were to fall into the wrong hands...
Wrong hands, you say?
Although, Fyke Isle has a terrible reputation. None even dare go there. Perhaps there's nothing to worry
Just
about.
imagine if we said that yes, we burned
I'm sorry.
everything.
Such a gloomy subject to broach. I simply shouldn't have, not during our romantic dinner.
Romantic? Thought we came here as friends.
Friends. With benefits. So...
Yeah, it makes sense. The third one honestly should be the one we choose, but that's not how we play games.
Your fairy tale, your rules.
Really? Then close your eyes and count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's enough.
That's not 10. Herp.
Kira, wanna play hide and seek? Why not?
I mean, we are Witcher after all.
Good. Won't have to fumble with fasteners.
Why am I being stupid? Because, like, I get here and then it's like... Oh, there we go.
Shame. Could have kept her shoes on. Now, where's that Cinderella gone to?
Found me. Congratulations.
Do I get a prize?
I have nothing on me. But I'll think of something.
And then adult content flags. The one problem though is the majority of these things are all practically the same.
Know what they call that constellation in Zerrikania?
Dragon something, I bet.
No. It has a different name. A bit indecent, actually. Lean closer and I'll whisper it in your ear. Egfain Nave.
Kira? Where?
So of course leaves most
Put me to sleep with a spell. Means she's up to something.
For some reason.
Fyke Isle. The tower.
again. Yes, and away we go. Save. Quite a while. Oh, we should be done after this thing. Just gonna go find out what we're doing in the town. On probably can't. There's the grounds. Yeah. I want to do grounds. There's always grounds. There's always grounds. Consistent thing. Well, grounds in.
A light. Top floor of the tower.
Top floor of the tower, but yet there she is. Not at the top floor of the tower.
So, found what you were looking for?
Yes, thanks for asking. How are you feeling? Sleep well?
What do you want with those papers?
Why, I aim to use them to continue important work that a man's tragic death put on hold. Alexander was studying the Catriona plague. I'll use his notes to produce medication, perhaps a cure, or at least a vaccine.
Mm-hmm. Strictly humanitarian motivations, is that it?
No, strictly selfish ones.
Well, at least she's honest.
The mighty would pay willingly for such a remedy. Can you imagine how much? Take Radovid, for instance. Why, he might even consider forgetting my past associations with the Lodge.
Yeah, here's the thing about Radovid.
Radovid doesn't forget, and Radovid doesn't forgive, especially when it comes to sorceresses.
He'll make an exception for me. He'll have to. I have something he wants.
Please, you don't believe that.
Well, you believe Yennefer will stop treating you like a dog someday. Don't see me laughing. I'm going to see Radovid, tell him of this research, whether you like it or not.
This is suicide, Kira. You'll wind up tied to a stake, burned to bolster the morals of the masses while entertaining them.
Shut up for a moment and look at me. See this? Bedbugs, Geralt.
No,
bloody
all
bedbugs.
I see is a
I,
red.
Kira Metz, advisor to Foltest and member of the Lodge of Sorceresses, have bedbugs. Think what you will, but I'll not stay in this bloody swamp one day more. Not one day. I shall cross the Pontar, and that means Radovid's men will find me sooner or later. Don't you understand? I don't have a choice. I will have to parley.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Just go to...
Got another option. Go to Kaer Morhen.
You believe I'd be safe there?
Long as you don't piss Lambert off, yes. Emir, Radovid, neither will be able to reach you. Find little in the way of luxury there, but we do have clean sheets.
It's a long way, well beyond the dividing line. But if I keep to the woods until I reach the Kestrel Mountains, I should pass through unnoticed. So be it. Seems I find it hard to refuse you, handsome. You've clearly a notion of what women want, how they think.
We could take those notes.
So, see you at Kaer Morhen? Beds free of bed bugs, mostly.
I long to be there already. See you, Geralt.
So yay. That settles that. Wait, isn't the quest done?
Trail's fresh.
So technically we've reached the point where I think it's time to go to Crow's Perch. Progress. And now we're gonna probably leave off here because, you know, we've been recording for a while, but at least we got all Kira's side stuff out of the way. Yeah. All for selfish gain? Makes sense though. I mean, she was advised as the king, and then she well, I don't think she was advised as the king after, you know, the events of Witcher 1, because we had Triss was technically. The Vultures died in Witcher 2 and all that. But yeah, anyway, next time, Crow's Perch and the Bloody Baron. Finally, getting back to the main story for a bit. Hope you all enjoyed, thank you all, and have a nice day.